Welcome to the Senior Scoop, where experience meets community. Hi, I'm Deborah Samuel.
And I'm Kelsey Samuel. We're your hosts, bringing you real Santa Barbara stories, trusted advice, and expert tips for seniors and their families. The Senior Scoop is proudly brought to you by SBSOS, your local support network for seniors. You can visit us at sbsos.care or call us on 805-946-0060.
Now, let's dive into this week's Senior Scoop. What is your role, Maritza? What do you actually do?
Yeah.
Yes.
So my role with Hospice is Bilingual Community Liaison. So I do a lot of outreach on behalf of Hospice to have collaborations and bring workshops to our community, as well as letting our community know of all the services that Hospice of Santa Barbara has to offer, all in Spanish and in English as well.
Okay, that's incredible. So all programming can be done in Spanish and in English, and you host many workshops a month, and I know we're going to talk about that later in the show.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of big terms here. So explain a little bit, what in the world is the Advanced Care Directive? What is that all about?
Absolutely. So advanced care planning is allowing anyone over the ages of 18 and older to make medical decisions in the now. Should something happen to you and you're unable to speak for yourself, your medical decisions are in place as far as the type of care you would like to receive or wouldn't like to receive in a hospital setting.
Mm-hmm.
Advanced care planning also allows you to name healthcare representatives, also known as healthcare agents, where these individuals are your voice if you're unable to speak for yourself, to then connect with your medical team in a hospital setting.
And so how does your organization actually help people? Because this is the biggest thing. Everyone knows
Yes.
that they should have a will. Everyone knows that they should have these documents or,
Mhm.
or consider these things. But how do you actually help people?
Absolutely. We host 2 to 4 workshops throughout the month in the community, and we have resources available for families to have tips and strategies on how to start the conversations, how to complete your documents, and we also provide a notary at our workshops to then legalize and complete the documents as well.
Well, you
Wonderful.
mentioned we should all know about this, but I think actually that's not true.
Mhm.
We mentioned you can be 18 and fill out this
Yes.
form.
I think that it's most common in seniors and towards end of life when these conversations start to happen, right? But our mission in a way, right, is to educate our community, understand that it's important for anyone because we truly don't know when an accident could happen. We were not promised tomorrow, essentially, right? So it's having these conversations with our loved ones and families. This is the type of care I would like to receive if something were to happen to me. That's step one, I believe. And then the second part is to then get documents in place. And there's so many different types of advance directives. We have what's most common as the 5 Wishes that was used primarily in the past.
Right.
We
Yes.
have the physician's orders for life-sustaining treatments, which is also known as the POLST form. And it's a big, pink, bright form that looks like this. This is another very common type of advance directive. Also, as you mentioned, there's wills, durable power of attorneys for finance and healthcare. And those documents are most likely going to be completed with a lawyer
Wow.
or should be completed with a lawyer, essentially.
Well, you mentioned this 5 wishes. What would 5 wishes be?
Absolutely. So, the 5 Wishes is a type of advance directive. It was used in the past and it's still used today. However, a group of professionals along with Cottage Hospital in Santa Barbara came together to create what we call the My Care document,
Right.
which
yes.
is what we use primarily in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
So the 5 Wishes is a type of advance directive. It has a lot of questions and great information. However, as far as medical settings, the wording in those documents can be pretty lengthy, where medical team, they want to know within seconds, right, your medical decisions, because sometimes someone's life is hanging on by a thread, right? We need to know a yes or no on how to proceed.
Yes.
And where the My Care has those instructions more straightforward.
So is that what workshops would cover?
Absolutely.
Really
Correct.
going through that form and explaining the questions so people can go away with a lot of information.
Yes.
Because that's kind of daunting to think
Absolutely,
about
yes.
that. You might need a little time to think about the 5 wishes. So
Absolutely. Yeah. So our workshops cover the different types of advance directives that are available. We then focus on how to complete the My Care and then have resources and tools for families. And then part 2 of our workshops is where we provide a notary, as it is a legal document. Then our notary then legalizes all the documents on site. Part of our services is that we submit a copy to your medical records for Cottage Hospital as well.
Yes, that's terrific. That follow through to make
Yes,
sure
there
that
is that
that
follow
cottage
through,
actually
yes.
actually, because one thing to create the document, but then it's nothing if people don't know.
Yes. And then we
where it
provide
is.
copies as well to their families and their healthcare agents. And we go over all the steps on how to complete your document and answer any questions that anyone may have as well.
Well, you mentioned, part 2, because you have to come back and do the part 2, which is the actual notarization and actually submitting the forms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to remember, you go to the workshop, you fill it
Yes.
out, you think about it, you come back and you get that part
Yeah.
2 step.
I call it a little bit of homework. So you'll come to the workshop, you'll receive the education, and then yes, a little bit of homework to go home and complete the document. It is our workshops are 1 week apart. However, if someone does require more time or they're not ready, that's okay. We understand that as well. They could always call our offices and we can provide one-on-one services at our offices, at their home, or out in the community to then legalize the document. There are 2 ways to legalize a document. As I mentioned, one is with notaries. The second is with witness signatures. There are a few requirements on who can be a witness and who cannot, and it's all instructed in the MyCare document as well.
Wow.